Hi, it's Maggie the Irish Gypsy here to bring you your June 2019 general reading. We're looking at the first half of June today, from the 1st through the 15th. Thanks for joining us here today, and welcome to any newcomers and first-timers, and welcome back to any followers and subscribers. It's a joy and a pleasure to have you here. Thank you for tuning in. And for those of you who take the time to send in your support, feedback, and comments. And a big note of gratitude always to all of my clients out there as well, both regular and new, for the joyful busyness of personal one-on-one readings. Always a pleasure, always an honor. Thank you. And as many of you who follow me know, if you are interested in setting up a personal reading with me, live or recorded, you can get more info and contact details by clicking on the description link below, or going to my YouTube channel's homepage and clicking on that little About button. Please feel free to email me directly at maggie1mcguire@gmail.com. I'd be delighted to work with you. I can usually respond to your initial inquiry with more info the same day or the first 24 hours. And scheduling the actual readings is pretty fast too, or as timely as possible. I do readings full-time 6 days a week, so it's all that I do, and I'm pretty diligent at working with both your schedule and mine to set up readings as quickly as we can. So if you're interested, send me an email and we will go from there. All right, let's move right into this. This is for the air sign of Gemini, our beloved twins. And we are in your season, Gemini. So happy birthday to those of you who are having that in the next little while. Our twins, Gemini. Let's see what's in store for you for the first half of June. If you know your rising sign, moon sign, Venus sign, watch those as well. As many of you know, general readings always resonate a little differently for everybody. Okay, Gemini. Nope, that's it. All right, Gemini. We begin with the King of Wands, followed by the Magician. We have the Four of Wands, followed by the Six of Swords. From the bottom of the deck, your overall energy and guidance focus for the first half of June is the Hierophant. Some of you may be getting married over the next several weeks, or even in the month of June. I mean, timing is always a bit fluid and tricky. It can sometimes go a little bit in either direction. And June is one of the traditional, conventional marriage months, and the Hierophant, which is kind of your overall energy, crowning card, does represent convention and tradition, and sometimes represents weddings and marriage as well. The Hierophant is about convention, tradition, walking the prescribed path, belonging, to a large group or organization. It's about doing what many people before you have done, walking up a certain path that many other people have walked in front of you, which can represent, getting engaged, getting married, moving up the corporate ladder if it has to do with businesses or institutions or religions as well. There is a sense with the Hierophant of moving to a deeper level of commitment and responsibility and awareness and attachment as well. Sometimes it can represent a person in your life, which may be, like a priest or a pastor or a mentor of some kind, a therapist even. But it's a card of following a certain prescribed path because many other people in front of you have done so, kind of doing things a certain way because that's how a certain group of people do them. The perks of the Hierophant is that you get to have that sense of belonging and family. Sometimes there is a certain amount of self-sacrifice in terms of individuality, but again, that's up to you. But some of you are maybe getting married over the next several weeks or within the month of June. We also have the Four of Wands, which is one of the celebratory friends and family card, celebrating with friends and family, sometimes marriage, weddings, celebrating anniversaries, or graduation. Some of you may be graduating also. We're at that time of year as well. It does look like there will be some kind of celebratory event with friends, family, and maybe some unexpected blessings or happy surprises occurring at that event. It could be something formal, like a wedding or an anniversary or a graduation, or it could just be, a casual getting together as well with this Four of Wands. But it's about appreciating the simple joy and gratitude of the presence of the people in your life, like friends and family. And there's a healing aspect to this as well with the Six of Swords. The Six of Swords represents peace, healing, restoration. You're leaving the worst, the choppy waters behind you, and you're moving to the other shore. You're not quite there yet. You're not on the other shore, on solid ground yet, but you're definitely moving towards that. Sometimes there is a sense of bittersweetness with the Six of Swords. Healing, especially in the early stages of healing, can have its up days and down days, but overall it's about moving bit by bit, step by step, slowly but surely away from something which was very challenging for you, or even painful and traumatic. Now we have the King of Wands and the Magician as well. For some of you, this King of Wands is somebody else. Sometimes court cards can just represent energy, and that may be the case for some of you. Very dynamic, fire-oriented, ambitious, go-get-'em kind of energy, which the King of Wands displays because he's governed by the element of fire, which rules wands. Kings and queens are people who have reached self-control and self-mastery over the character traits of their suit. So the King of Wands is very dynamic, ambitious, a go-getter, good leader, delegator, problem solver, exciting, passionate, enthusiastic, charismatic, probably easy on the eyes as well. But because he's grown up and matured and evolved beyond the energy of the page and the knights, he's energetic and enthusiastic, but he's not too spontaneous and impulsive like perhaps he or she was when they were knights or pages. So for some of you, this could be somebody that you're in a relationship with. You may be getting engaged. You may be getting married. You may be graduating. This could be somebody it's showing up as someone significant for you in this situation, particularly in the first half of June. Some of you, it might be you manifesting the energy of the King of Wands, but for others of you, it represents another person that is significant that you are in relationship with. And it's accompanied by the Magician, which is a card that speaks of being very good at what you do, or being at a place where you now know, or Spirit is telling you that you have all the tools, wisdom, and knowledge to manifest physically, externally, what you want, which is what the Magician's able to do. So what does the Magician do? He creates illusions for his audience, or he's able to manifest what he wants. And the reasons he's so good at doing that now, why he's the Magician, why he's in mastery, is because of the road behind him. He's worked long and hard to get to where he's at, where he now has all the tools and the knowledge and the skills and the resources, or the ability to put them together to externally manifest them. Now, for some of you, this very dynamic individual is showing up as significant to you. It could be the person that, for some of you, it might be the person you're marrying or getting engaged to or graduating with. It could be somebody who's been a leader and a mentor to you as well in getting you as far as you've been. It could be a best friend, a therapist, again, a priest, a pastor. They have been, I'm getting, a vital part of your healing process. And whatever it is that you're celebrating, Gemini, they have been and are instrumental in you being in this place that you are and this healing process. Whether you're actively engaged in a personal or romantic relationship with them, or a relationship of some other sort, they have been key, essential, and instrumental in your being in this place where you're at today, which I'm getting quite strongly. And there's a sense of healing too underlying all of this. Getting over something, some turbulence or instability from your past. It could be perhaps for some of you who have been in a relationship or a marriage, or even in a estrangement from somebody, maybe in your family system or your family period. Maybe there's been a period of estrangement. This can represent coming back together again, reconciliation and healing, regardless of the nature of the relationship, perhaps in family reunions as well. Let's just pull a clarifying card for this healing, the Six of Swords. What's this about? I'm getting that some of you are celebrating recovery of some kind. Recovery, maybe recovery from an illness, or recovery from an addiction or a toxic negative lifestyle. And there's celebration about that as well. And there's somebody who has been with you through thick and thin as well. Interesting. All right, what's the Six of Swords about? God, Spirit, your angels and guides. I love it. The healing is from the devil. The devil represents instability. It's a major arcana card, so this is profound instability and a lack of harmony, things being broken, things being out of balance. The devil can represent addictions, conventional addictions like drugs, alcohol, gambling, shopping, sex, workaholic. It can represent negative, toxic relationships. It's imbalance, the scales being out of whack, which is the fundamental definition of any kind of addiction. Or negativity. It's too much negative attention in one area to the detriment and exclusion of others. The devil fundamentally represents enslavement to something. And so you're healing from that, whatever the source of this instability has been. And, you know, in a general reading, it's impossible to say specifically. For some of you, it might be addiction. You might be celebrating freedom, a certain period of sobriety, or being free from addiction of some kind, or a toxic negative relationship, or healing from that as well. I've got like 4 different storylines going on here. Let's clarify this King. I'm just curious. Let's clarify this King of Wands, because the relationship is going to differ. I feel like some of you, it's romantic. You're moving to the next step, or perhaps there's a reconciliation. For others of you, it's a best friend or a mentor, someone who's been key for you throughout this whole thing. Let's just pull one clarifying card. The Knight of Cups. Somebody coming forward, charging forward to offer their love, their support, their encouragement, their resources even. Beautiful, beautiful energy, Gemini. What a beautiful way to go into June and find where ourselves at, especially towards the middle or so of June. So Gemini, that pretty much wraps up your June 2019 general reading, the first half anyway. I'll see you all in a couple of weeks for the mid-month reading, where we will take a look at what the second half of June looks like. I hope that you enjoyed the reading and found it helpful and useful. Again, if any of you are interested in scheduling a personal one-on-one reading with me, particularly if any of these readings resonate for you, please feel free to email me directly at maggie1McGuire@gmail.com. I would be most happy to work with you. I do love and romance readings, relationship compatibility charting, career, work and finance, investment readings, gift readings for friends, family, and loved ones. And I also offer 6 and 12-month overviews, which take a look at what's coming in all the main areas of your life over the next 6 or 12 months, depending on how far ahead you want to look. So there's a variety of things to choose from if you are interested. I look forward to hearing from you. I'll see you all in a couple of weeks, Gemini, for the mid-month readings. And until then, as always, I wish you joy, peace, blessings, and a happy life. And I hope to see you back here again soon. Take care. Bye-bye.